I had to end the recording because my mother was talking to one of my other sisters over the speakerphone. I didn't want to really have anything sensitive reposted on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. I don't know how far back I would have to go. So I'm just going to go over basically what I was saying in the previous recording. I don't even know if I'm going to upload any fragment piece of that one either. So here I have leftovers of dinner from last night, which was the beefless tofu with seitan with rice and I said noodle in the previous recording for fun. It's the durum wheat semolina spaghetti style pasta. Okay, good enough. Half a bottle of cider Martinelli's here left, and dried shiitake mushrooms. This is the what I want to do the video on. I haven't used the software in a long time, but I studied it for about four years with you know this other digital audio workstation software where this is used. This is a limited version of another form of Ableton Live, which is this is the intro version, which allows one to still do the same things as the more expanded version of it, but yet just enough to be able to actually do something where you can make the music that I was able to make and then post on the internet, and also be able to uh, some people use it for DJing. You know, it's a different form of DJing than using turntables, where with this method, the way the software is designed is to be able to record not just audio clips, to be then triggered by a press of a button and played back that method, but also to be able to control using this software another digital audio workstation like Reason, which is has more configurations that go on in the backgrounds. Where let's say with Reason there'd be the musical instruments that would have the various parameters that one would map to, let's say, a MIDI keyboard, like a what looks like a piano, but where they press on a key and then it would trigger a note, digitally speaking, to, let's say, a piece of software like this to play back a type of sound that one would design using this software by adjusting a number of parameters or settings. I actually moved in. This is a mess. And so I studied this software for 4 years, audio engineering. But I had to take a break since I've been here because I really don't have a spot to set up my stuff and be able to actually peacefully be able to, do something like that. And I'm not really too interested in making music that much anymore, completely. But I'm just saying I have a background in that area, and with as a backup plan, I continued studying web design and web app development and created Frugal as a backup emergency type, thing to fall back onto, which is still a solid project to continue working on. So from its infancy of when I started working on it, I designed it so that with the intention of being able to extend it later on or expand on it. You know, that's the way a professional web app developer or software designer uh, is told to, or taught to learn how to design their software from its infancy, so that eventually it becomes easily updatable and expandable later on, without too much effort. They design in its beginning stages with the intention of making their life easier in the future. You see what I'm saying? So, like, there are some people who still don't know that where I'm relating what I'm just mentioning to the way people used to have to, they'd have to commute maybe 40 minutes away from their house to, let's say, um, a studio in New York City to make their music, that they would have to rent a space to make their music, or they would live in their studio in the city, sometimes, maybe even. And then instead of having to rent another physical space like that, since the since the advancements in this form of technology, like when it comes to digital audio workstations within the software realm, being able to be installed on a laptop where someone could do this in their bedroom instead of having to rent a larger studio space and have larger equipment than, let's say, a MIDI keyboard and a, let's say, a Novation Launchpad, or something like similar to that, to trigger pre-recorded clips of the music that they had audio engineered ahead of time before playing live in front of a audience. This is for actually for setting that all up on one's laptop, and then be able to take their instruments to, let's say, if they wanted to go to the cathedral in New York, and let's say they had an arrangement. Let's say it was, they sent invitations and it was accepted, and it was supposed to be like a holiday event or a hotel or something like that. And they would set up their stuff. They would have their laptop and then a MIDI keyboard and their launch pad, just a few items that they could stick in like a duffel bag, along with, they would bring their software just in case they would have to get a new hard drive or a new laptop or something, during an emergency, if something gets busted and they really need it on time to do their performance. This only takes about 40 minutes to set up on their system, and everything that they had done in their bedroom or in their apartment or house, pre-recorded on their laptop. It's all set. They designed the audio, and they could still make adjustments while playing live using this software. They can set up their keyboard and map the parameters of the little knobs on their MIDI keyboard to map out, or that were already mapped out when they're making their track or music, and still and have it designed so that they can play and make adjustments while playing live, and have their music designed that way. So if they want to increase the tempo, for instance, during a build up when it's climaxing, and then uh, hit a pad for the bass drop or something, they can do that. And then that's what this is for, basically. Instead of, it's a portable studio, basically. It's called digital audio workstation software. Anyways, it's unpredictable. I never know in the future. There's a musician that he's like a senior citizen, and he's a techno artist. He's part of a techno group called 1,200 micrograms, and he began his music career in the 60s as a flute player, a wind instrumentalist. And then he ended up being a